Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Paige Smith, for those of you that don't know, and today I'm coming at you with another video. Today's video is going to be, again, a coffee talk kind of video like my last one was, but it's going to be a video for the 7 series. And for those of you that don't know, I'm currently running a series on my channel. It is a self-help, a better you lifestyle kind of series. There are 7 videos in the series. Each video has 7 points that I touch on. So today's video is going to be 7 ways to manage anxiety. Now I realize this could maybe kind of be controversial. I don't know. Anxiety seems pretty prevalent in today's day and age. Might be overused, might have been underused in the past. I don't really know, but I know that anxiety is a very serious lifestyle hindrance that a lot of people suffer from. So yes, this is kind of pinpointed towards a certain audience, but that's not to say everyone can't view it, because I promise you that there's at least one person in everyone's life that struggles with anxiety. So if you watch this and can get a better understanding of how they feel, that's going to make all the difference in that relationship with that person. So that was my disclaimer. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to hop on into the rest of this video. So step number 1 to managing your anxiety would be get a journal. Write out what you're feeling. I literally have like 8 different journals. Well, okay, they're not all journals, but like they kind of are. Like I have like a drawing journal for when I'm feeling anxious and I don't have the words for why I'm feeling anxious. I draw and it calms me down. When I know what's bothering me, I write it out. Just journal it out, get those thoughts out, because you don't have to worry about anyone else finding it or listening or bothering anyone else with your anxiety, because you can just get it out on paper and it's out of here and somewhere else, and that makes you feel so much better. It's literally a weight off your chest. Another thing with writing it down, if you're like trying to get your feelings out, it's nice when you know it's a stupid thing that you're anxious or upset about, and you know in your mind you're like, this is dumb, why is this even bothering me? When you write it out on paper, I feel like for me anyway, I can logically see why what's bothering me is so simple and shouldn't be bothering me, that it fizzles out, it goes away, and it's great. So that's another good thing about that. Step number 2 to managing your anxiety, or tip number 2, would be find your support system. I have a list of people that I can go to. God, obviously number 1, because he's always listening. But then I have a list of people that are a great support system to me. Max, my sister, my mom, my dad, my grandma, my friends. Like, and I have them by name in order of, you know, who has proven to me that they're the best support. And then based on the situation, the support I need, I can go to whoever I need to. Have that list, and in a panic, you can reference it and go get the help that you need. If you don't have a list and you're kind of thinking of people that you want to put on it, I just have a couple things that I would, you know, look for in a person before you add them to your list. People that you want on your list, you want them to be comforting, you want them to be supportive, but you also want them to be logical, and you also want those people to have a positive outlook, because if you're already feeling anxious, typically leads to feeling kind of depressed. You don't want more depression in your life. So if you can find positive people on that list, that would be a 10. That would be great. That'd be really good. Tying into tip number 2, tip number 3 would just be pray. Again, I kind of disclaimed that this could be a controversial video. Me personally, I'm a very religious person, and I'm not afraid to, you know, show that to the world, and that's just me personally. Praying has helped my anxiety immensely, and for a while there I kind of fell out of track with my faith, and ever since I got back on it, my anxiety has been reduced so much, because anytime I feel the slightest bit of anxiety, I reference the Bible. I see the verses where God says, don't be anxious. Like, literally, don't be anxious. I'm in charge of the future. You don't have to worry. I know what your future is holding. And it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh, like, I'm worrying, but it doesn't matter how much I worry, because God already has planned what's going to happen. So I can stress and worry all I want, but whatever God wants to happen, it's going to happen. And if it sucks what turns out and it's not what I wanted, I know God has a plan. And that the reason he's doing what he's doing is to teach me something, so I can grow, so I can learn. So Yeah, pray. Don't be afraid to pray. Talk to God about what you're nervous or anxious about. Tip number 4 is to sleep. Catch some Z's. Anxiety is a pretty big mood dampener. I'm sure you guys all know, you know, when you're anxious, it just takes everything out of you, especially after an anxiety attack or a panic attack. And typically I get drained afterwards, like I just want to crash, and I try my hardest to fight wanting to fall asleep, but don't. Just go to sleep. Go to sleep. The sleep can fight the funk. Just go to sleep. Take a nap. Go to bed for the night. Whether you call it quits at 8, it's okay. Sleep will help. You'll wake up in a better mood. Tip number 5 to help anxiety would be to exercise. Again, a very typical generic answer, but it truly does help. Like literally scientifically proven. Physical activity reduces stress by releasing endorphins into your body. But even if you don't want to work so hard that you have those endorphins released that give you that mental like boost of happiness, of positivity, of energy, just going outside with the fresh air, seeing nature, appreciating what's around you is also going to boost that. It's just that trigger in your mind to what you're seeing and feeling, and all your senses are heightened, and that typically is a distraction from stress and anxiety. So go for a walk, go for a hike, go walk down the street and get some ice cream. I'd say that in a lot of my videos. I don't even have an ice cream shop to walk to from my house. I don't know why I reference that so much. I don't even like ice cream. Anyway, but going for a walk or a hike, anything outdoors, the fresh air is going to help, but it's also, if it's more of a slow paced exercise, it's going to help you clear your mind. You can really think logically through whatever you're feeling. Tip number 6, or step number 6, whatever you want to call it, would be work on your breathing, which sounds so dumb. I'm just like saying this out loud and I'm like, Paige, what were you thinking? If you focus on your breathing, like if you are actually feeling anxious, for me to the point of where I feel like I am going to have a panic attack right here, if you just sit down and like literally just shut your eyes and just focus on your breathing, and visualize breathing in and breathing out, it's going to it's going to distract you from your anxious feelings. And in my previous video, I think it was the 7 steps to better yourself, I said face your feelings. And yes, face your feelings. But if you're at the point where you are literally at a mental break, you're about to have a panic attack, an anxiety attack, get past that first and then go back and face those feelings. But don't have a panic attack or anxiety attack if you can push it off to the point where you're not on the verge of such a panic, and that you can, you know, face your feelings, but maybe in the journal you could face your feelings and write it all out. So I'm kind of contradicting myself here, but there's like a fine balance between the two. For this one being, you know, you were anxious to the point of an attack, then distract yourself, redirect your thoughts to a more positive light, and that'll really change it. And if you can redirect it rather than just pushing it away, then you can logically think it through and kind of solve what was going on. The last tip, tip number 7 for managing your anxiety, would be listen to music. Listen to anything other than your thoughts. And whether that means you have a playlist queued up with 5, 10, 15 songs of happy, stress-reducing songs, cue those songs up and play those babies. Whatever's going to make you just want to get up, dance, just take those anxious thoughts out of your mind and just clear you. Even if it's just for a couple minutes until those songs are over, then you know yourself that you have the strength to overcome it, that you don't need to have that anxious feeling because you can work past it. Make some new playlists. It's a great way. It's a mood booster. Music is always a mood booster to everybody. It's also a distraction, which is kind of good, kind of bad. But listening to music or podcasts or books, anything that you can listen to that's going to take those anxious thoughts out of your mind just for a little bit, it's going to eventually help you focus and get more into the groove of things once you start getting out of your anxious funk. Alright guys, so I guess that wraps up for this video. It was a little shorter than my last one, but I think it was just as necessary as every other video in the series. So if you know of anyone that's suffering from anxiety and are looking for some ways to cope and manage with it, go ahead and send them over to this video. I would really appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to come back for the rest of the series. Alright dears, see you in the next video.